There's pizza. Order. It is now 6:05. We are here. It is the Yigo Municipal Final Council regular meeting on August 13. Notices have been published in the Daily Post on August 6th and August 11th, as well as the GovOne portal. Moving on to roll call. Laura Del Cairo,
Present.
Robert Martinez, Mayor Pedro Ross, Victoria Calvo, Joseph D. Cruz, Elizabeth Salinger, Peter Frias,
Present.
Jack Hatzit, Mayor Francis Gonzalo, present. Anthony McDermott, Ron Gonzalez, Peter Sanchez, Jared Gonzalez, present. Peter Louis Barber. We have 8 So, we do have a plan for this meeting. We have, we want to approve the minutes. The minutes was that, was it enough?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes of June 30. Any objections? No objections? We want to, treasurer's report. Everybody guys, copy of the report, and the report consists of 6 sources. One of them, first one, is the, general plan, which is the beautification public safety program. And this is for personnel, telephone, healthcare units, equipment, day-to-day operations, and, maintenance supplies. So the beginning balance, was 28,579. Total expenditures to date, 22,458.62. The balance as of, yesterday, 6,097.72. I provided a copy of the electric account, which is launching. That shows all the expenditures. For the supplemental budget, this supplemental budget was an additional 47,000 that was given to the mayor's office. So the total expenditure is 27,930. The balance is 19,070. For the village, the bonds, which is the bond facilities fund. This one here is for the operations, maintenance, education, and public safety programs. The balance is 62,427.36. Total expenditure is 32,858.5. For the balance of 29,569. Moving on to the limited gaming fund. This funding is for the construction of recreational facilities, including the community center, procurement of sports equipment supplies, including sponsorships, uniform purchase of equipment to support community programs. The beginning balance is 18,470. Expenditure is 13,542 for the balance of 4,932. The debit buffer strip. Again, this funding is based on businesses that are indebted from license on to like there's they pay a lease, and so whatever revenue is collected, one. So I know initially, when I first reported this, total amount that we owed to the Yigo was 165,820. However, as of last month, remind me that twice a year, plan and do research. So, with that research, total revenue that was, it was 1,469.50. However, in 2009, 2010, and 2015, 593,273 general fund, which should not happen, because that is a special fund. And then there was an expenditure of 93,635.14. And because of that, so that brought Jigo's total down to 190,520. So, because TMA has already established the account for this and for initially submitted budget allotment for the 165. Now we have to go back and resubmit another one for the 190. So, we're not able to do any expenditures otherwise for such time. This has been, for that 2 days. So, yeah, that was a difference of 56,000. 5,000, now down to 109,000. And of course, initially, with the permit request under this account based on 365,000. We submitted a permit for the backup because, we need it. But of course, I have to go back and counsel them because again, we're not blocked. So we're supposed to be meeting with DOE with regards to this and how we can get back that 592,000 back to Chico. So for actually to publish the account. So hopefully there's some resolution to that. Again, however, I still like to push it back. Even if we put in the request, 25,000, that has to go to the city. And how long is it going to take?
Also, so just, close their books.
Well, for the mayor's council, we don't, it doesn't exceed 25,000. Anything under 25,000 has to go to the city. So, so they have to be, any questions on that? Okay, moving on to the non-appropriated plans. These are plans that we get in the document. So I have attached a breakdown of the non-appropriated plans. So if we look at the item, which is a management, what we do is that the city will pay. We have two individuals, one which is the receipt will be $500, and one of our council members will be $100. However, when we got the donation, we had already, I had already gone out to purchase the documents. And then just last month, I donated $500 from ACIM, and this is the charity that used to give. So total cash that was donated is $1,100. Checks that were donated were that we received for the first one was 20,000, which is here, and that one there is for the grant program award with community grant. So this one here was the one that I had to use here with so yes, so the 20,000, and then inside The for the plan, GCBS, donated for the immigration, with whatever we did. And the MCO development fund, this one, the candidate, whether or not she raised, a portion goes to her, a portion goes to her charity, and a portion goes to us. So, I just given, most of the number is the check for the charity. So the total amount that was given for us was 1,528.75. So a total, for checks received is 22,128.75. Again, this amount includes the 20,000 that and then item three, which is the civil weddings. Civil weddings, every civil wedding, there is a requirement of $50. So, going back as far as February, through the total amount, collected is $50. And these are the checks that has been from, the unsecured revolving. Um, this does not include, July, which is $250. I have not received the check, and then I just did one yesterday, which is $50. So total of $900. So total revenue is 21,028.75. And that is the expenditure. I worked it out by only because again, I got to, Mr. Ed Hunt, the total cash that we received was $600. However, the expenditure was $833.69. And that included, also supplies and the three purchases from non-commission as a payment. Of course, 239, I'm just waiting, and I'm looking for the rest of the check issue. $150 for the, Guam Island Fair, and this was for the entrance fee of our village. $165, this was for rent, and printed the, back, it was, corrugated board that had a list of all those, who died at the Julian Massacre. And then $200 for, emotions, this was for the YMCA. The total expenditures is 1,348.69, less than 233.69. So the account balance is 22,913.70. And that includes, the last check, which is the, one from the duration. This is not a regular. Any questions?
Let's move down the record, that we voted on Councilmember Ford.
Yes, so I see that, the donations for the Easter egg, the, extended the Easter egg. So are we not able to use the staff to cover, shortfall, or is it?
Pretty good? But I choose not. Yeah. To ask for it.
I didn't know whether it was fundable, not fundable, because usually that is fundable.
Any other questions? Sorry, we did- out what what's showing $600. So, July, $30. August, $50. So I total was $900. This will not be done until September. Because check for August, it will be issued in September. The one for July will be issued this month. So, once that is ready, you just need to go. So the 900 will not be done until September. Any other questions?
Well, first, move to have the presence of Councilman Robert Bryson, elected in the record. So, the questions I have, first, for the non-appropriated funds, are there any limitations on what they can be expended?
As long as the council approves it.
And then for the safety for next year, I'm assuming that over the top. With the top three houses, microphones, and facility.
Yes,
It would be a different, that's the wall digging.
yes.
And, so we're talking about, the end of the year coming up and the discussion of our budget. So was there any discussions, with the mayor's council, or did the having those gas reimbursements, just for our office, or all our mayors and that?
So I did. uh, I didn't understand what the reason behind the direct payment for, but I was told that get back to them because they changed the form. I didn't understand what that with reimbursement. So, of course, purchasing fuel for the officials would be considered mileage. However, the one for when they fuel for the container, that one, they're trying to clarify that because they can't buy those because it's not legal. So Mr. Wade, their response, as a matter of fact, it was the day that response. So, we're just having to clarify the whole thing with the fuel for the equipment.
So it's possible.
For the officials, how vice mayor in purchasing fuel for the officials. Provided that it has receipts and notated mileage.
Yeah. Slow down for the next budget.
Yes. So what it is it comes from the budget, you have to allocate what you think is, should last us. So, yeah, again, this fiscal year is at 25,000, of course, we're not going to use it, so if that, strictly other categories to purchase, supplies, materials, equipment.
Is there a separate part for the earlier one for purchasing the for the issues?
No, it's one card given to myself, the vice, and two of the maintenance workers. So I'm everything, those three cards for the vice, and there's three for the the maintenance that has that, that additional, and is it for the for the people, they can use it for, that's the way it is, we're not allowed to purchase gas. Any questions?
The $600 going to.
I'm sorry? So this, okay, so this $600 is protected here. If you look at number one, so the first item, those are we didn't get that until after. So that's the situation. No questions? No? Motion to approve the report. Second. On the motion to approve the treasurer's report, made by Councilmember Tennyson, seconded by Councilmember Manager. Any questions, any objections? No objections? Moving on to the mayor's report. Open up, guys. Okay, so, I reported about the Blue Dot ramp. It's been sitting because, it needed to be repaired, all that, we got the key, we got it repaired and not repaired. The lights, and so, the only thing is, he said it's, so. So that's another thing. Not a problem. The only thing is, it seems that when we get more people ready, we have another one that's probably on its last leg, so. Yeah, speaking of people, so we're supposed to get a new truck. Okay, I don't know when, but, we got a call from the council, we need to submit some documents. Because once the people comes in, they're going to work on the registration and then, so that's gonna add one new vehicle to our fleet. Yes, I believe so, yes. And is that, they're waiting for it to come in. So, see a new truck? We talked about the reimbursement already, again, waiting on the DA's response on the verification of goods in container. Commodities. We've seen commodities, our first distribution was on July 12th. And we serviced, 170 people. So although it's 170 people, some of them had multiple households. And the reason why I say that is because we had them sign a form that was given to us. It's a required form from public health. It's not our form, it's public health. And in order to receive the commodity, it was so I looked through it, some of them had multiple households in that upper part. So 170 people, we started with 11 o'clock. I think we were done by 10. So, we are planning our next distribution on August 7th. This is pretty bad. We received additional commodities on July 28th. And the commodities that we received were mac and cheese, and peanut butter. Yes. Aside from that, we also put that, humanitarian humanitarian ration that's not MRE, it's almost like MRE. This was from FEMA. So it comes in a pack, when you open up, you need five other packages in there that contain pop tarts, crackers, or you name it. So we also include those out. Um, and, we do get people that come to the office, who are homeless, who are asking for food. So what we do is we have some, we can put this together for some people buy or somebody's gonna pick it up, bring it down. And so we've been doing a lot, and just know that, we're not doing this distribution. And, and that's what the purpose is. So, yes. So again, August 3rd, we will have a flyer, we will post it on the Google app, we will get it out to businesses. So if you know anybody, is that, we start at 7, and we will issue until we run out. And we don't invite you guys to come in, with that, with Mongoose system. And then they have to fill out the form. If they don't fill it out, we will not see this. Unfortunately, we only had one issue with them, who is to fill out the form. But of course, that's on our form, and we'll to get home, I don't say how to do it. But other than that, things went smoothly. If you want to, if you'd like to donate, and what we'll do is, we will do a flyer to those products. We'll take your name and number, and come in, or and go with. What we've been doing is, we come in, and we don't have, the components, right? We have them fill out the form, hold them, and we have to wait. Yes. Yes, yes. DHAP, this is the Division of Homelessness and Poverty Prevention. The one thing we scheduled for today, and we didn't know anything about it until we saw the flyer. This was last week, Thursday or Friday. And so, mind you, it was through WhatsApp that it was sent to me. From the, what's it, the director? It was through WhatsApp that he sent me the flyer and information. And I just wrote that, let's be professional. First of all, they sent it and we didn't know anything about it, so I had to mess with them. I'm sorry. You guys did this, insult the office. First of all, the senior center is still in operation. The rentals are here and so you're going to just run there. This is at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, the director was at the council meeting, and she did apologize, but I also mentioned to her that, of course, we want to have the ultimate, because we have only 2 hours. So it was just a matter of coordinating the when and the time. So if it's due, I normally schedule it towards the latter we actually, by then, the council, yes, we don't want to do the program. That, or we can have it at the gym, but, it's pretty here, so. The, and they wanted to have it at the mayor's office. I'm like, sorry, we don't have it here. No, our constituents, so, that's the reason why we're anything, senior center, we bring out all of them. So, we are still working on, safety net package. Opening of the new year, the lights and the maintenance workers were out there cutting the grass at the shelters along the roads. I also had, two of the guys, sometimes three of them, noticed that the people have been all away. And that's what I sent a letter to, and of course, we didn't get a response after how long. So what I did was, I sent an asked him to you guys to speak with them for the time over here. And then next morning, I got, oh, we're gonna come after the vehicles. Okay, well, Thursday came, they show up because emergency. Friday came, they didn't show up. Yeah, so we sent another email, we said, don't tell me you're gonna come and you don't show up. But God said, we're gonna be there Monday. Well, we did come Monday and we moved the vehicles, however, the vehicles that the staff is transporting, DPW is expecting to go. So you know that. It's a whole part of the secretary. They were expecting us. I said, oh, okay, good. So, all the vehicles that kind of move, I told them, I said, get as much as you can and just take it down there. And it's at that cost. So, having to be, I'm not really. I don't care where they put it, that's their problem now. Because what's their job? As a matter of fact, one of the employees, I told him, well, thank you, it's here for us. You're helping us out. I said, because this is their job, not ours. But because we're just getting an influence of, and I think it's probably not over, we have to do something. So, we're going to get as much as you can and just put it out there. So that's what we do. So one Ethan is the struck. And then we have, so he was the people on the trailer who's now. But one people at a time, so. Yeah. So, that is that. The least, I did think about, how can we reimburse him for doing this, because he uses his own truck. So, that's something that we can discuss at a later time. But yes, he continues, and we've been doing this since, Thursday. So to date, I think you can down the eight. I think it's now up to five to $600, but I don't think that's just transfer. So, going back to that, the mayor's council did put out for bid, abandoned. However, there's two parts to that. One is the transport, and the second part is the disposal. The other is the transport, or the disposal. Because of the restrictions, we were told that they have to move the people, it has to be done to the goals. So, who's gonna do that? Yeah, who's gonna do that? have a meeting today, this was things that was discussed. As a matter of fact, it was suggested that they give this program back to EPA, which I agree, give it to EPA. Because, right, even if we were to collect all the vehicles, there's no place for us to put it. I suggested a station site for the mayor's office, find a station site on their own. Again, it has to be, is it concrete or the, no, grass, we can't put on grass or. But, yeah, we're still trying to, find a vendor who will do the disposal.
Suggestion they bring up to the council in this item, so, the national plan has maybe training, and so what they're training is if they're heavy, not there. They're
But we're looking to see, that's the thing, is because again, company, we don't have a company, to keep it. Also, I think one of the reasons why that it's good is because these companies are all from previous. So, yes, well, last year they were invited actually. I don't know. So that's true.
I think, to bring this up, I think, several people about global recycling and coordination between the to find a space to put the staging area within that site, since it's already permitted, that type of activity. So I guess I just want to revive that idea that the CLTC gave global entry, and they are temporarily, and they were utilizing the facility that they're not created now. That's one of the things I think that's holding up this proposal is to set aside a staking agreement within the property where they can at least address the problem with this off the street by all that vehicles. That's the idea of what the resurrection again. But I understand it, well, that doesn't have an agreement right also, so.
So there's still opportunity.
Yeah, ironically, it's going, right? Because of, maybe there could be something that there is a saying, when the FCC will work through, the side within it, that's their property, so they're well within their rights to put that in, I think. So, utilize that resource that we can, so we can temporarily put PCAs and have somewhere to put them. I mean, I think that benefits legal also there because the property is here. So.
I will put that up to the director. Because that was one of the topics that we talked about is the contracts. Yes.
Well, good job that we're here on the opening of school, our schools, because, we're focusing that, a lot of traffic, down it is good enough, because we're open, so I just wanted to say thank you very much. Also taking care of that one issue up there in the seats, the line going up to the, I know it's schools right now. So I have to do anything, but I think it's stuff like that.
Yes, yes, and, a lot of things that come through that we will track, so, we have people that, from our office that's on track. now that, we go in and take a look, and so, I know, Mr. Director, you see, created that task, and, thank you for that, because, that's where we see a lot of the requests.
Yeah.
So when I see that, I just forward it to the guys, and you can take care of this, and, I can, if you can take care of it in there, you don't have to worry about it later, and it doesn't go. So, I think it's, that's a good rate. So it is. But yes, going back to the school, we offer daily because that's where the traffic jam is. Yeah, so I offered field carriage 2 weeks after last week, so this week it didn't need to absolutely clear your traffic, but it seems that according to the the school officials that they don't need assistance with that because it kind of died out. So I'm really glad. Parents, it's a routine every year, so, I'm sure they're already familiar with what needs to be done, but for the most part, we always try at my place, especially for the end of the school year. That's what we're parents trying to draw their kids to school, what's trying to enter, what's trying to get to work, so, that will help. So anything that we can do to help the schools, definitely.
And I don't think we're monitoring the bus routes and what situations because we've had the late pickup times, especially for the younger kids who are going really up the road afternoon. So, thank you for monitoring that. DPW was close to because they're bus operations.
And that's the reason why, I wanted to do guys to do traffic control because when you see the bus, you let the bus pass. There's students there, yes, so that one of the reasons why. But thank you. Again, looking on to abandoned vehicles, I did mention about Ethan and assisting him to get it. And we continue to do that, and he was asked how many foods, and between 10, I said, times 10. So, yeah, as much as we can get down, we will be interested in that. And again, it's no constraint, so. And we're looking for that contract. Any questions? Okay, so, all these abandoned vehicles that are popping up, so, there are ways, citation and not really training that is, done by the court. As much as I'd like to go and cite for dumping his people there, I can't because I don't have training. Until I get that training, then that's where I'm going to. But what I've been doing is I'm having the staff take a picture of the license plate and the VIN number. I call GPD, I get the information, and I try not to. Okay, well, I try to work it out with that. Maybe something happened, it should, for the most part, I try to follow the owner. But I'm giving you at least 2-3 days to remove it. Otherwise, I will take you to site. So I'm trying to make it, because not any of us is working in the times are tough, so I try to give them the benefit of the doubt of removing it on their. Otherwise, I will really ask that like an individual. And this happened twice, and both times, the owners removed me. So I'm trying to work it in that, I can be mean, but, I understand the struggles, so. Yeah, I will work it where they need to do it.
Question. With regards to the citation, is that power available to staffers to witness?
So, my understanding is if the staff completed the this training, but we
So what's the,
I can inquire. I'm not too sure, but I can inquire.
Under certain, types of citations, anyone can be empowered by the chief of police to do a citation. Uh, It has to be in statute. The handicap, that's, like handicap, they can, anyone can. Give them
I can follow, I can inquire, doesn't hurt to ask. The more the merrier. I'll be very good. Moving on to item 8, Yigo basketball tournament. This tournament kicked off Saturday, and thanks to Randy Kula, who is president of ISA, he coordinated this started the coaches, the officials, the scheduling, and then also to Mark Morante, who also brought in the team. This is strictly for showcase. Um, Initially, we had 2 or 3 outside teams, but we wanted it to just feel as a draw and then of course, from that. So this is just the start of our program. So there is a total of 12 teams. There's 2 divisions. Each team, each division 6 teams.
Was that something by the committee, or was it relevant for?
Yes, I'm happy with that.
We have some comments from, parents, really committee, this, like.
Thank you for that. This is something I wanted to do. It's just, I don't know if that's school. So, thank you to Rafi, who's been, he offered for this, so, basically, it's to do Rafi's to, and the association, thanks to them, that we kind of this started. And so, this is a Saturday, Sunday, tournament, and it will run through the end of August. 3 weeks. Yeah, so that's Saturday, Sunday, if you have time. First game is at 10 o'clock. 10 to.
Yeah, let's say, 3 in the morning, yeah. Then there's also like, just like a girl, oh,
at the end of the, course, finals of the tournament you're having,
we have this one.
yeah, so.
No, but I think what he's talking about is like the playoffs.
Okay.
So my next question is, we're responsible and then
So, I know the mayor's office is taking care of the entrance fee and the uniforms. This fee covers the official and I believe the trophies.
Regularly,
The official, so, I can verify with Rafi. And because he's on the review, so,
we should get.
yes,
so. August 24th, of the season. As far as the we are paying for the entrance and the uniforms for all the kids, so, parents, worry about it, and that's what, we wanted to plan this for. So, any questions? Okay, moving on to number 9, foot soles, sandstone sunshine. This, you don't know what salt is, it's pretty much an indoor soccer. Just different bowl, it's not a soccer bowl. Um, so, they started, this July. This is their last thing, and it would be in agate. So, if you would like to, come out and support the kids, we only have 2 teams in this event. It is it's under 10 and under 12. So 2 teams, and again, it ends this Saturday. So, like I mentioned, the basketball, I was there, in the morning, but then, because that's when the thing goes on the weekend, so, I'm trying to catch, the game for the most part, because again, it ends, this Saturday, so. If any of you are interested in watching, if you're going to, moving on to item 10. So, yeah, we've been getting calls, messages, since we um, so we had the first organizational meeting last night here, and the turnout was pretty good. There was like, let's see, 12 teams there, 12. And I knew we're still getting calls because they were September 20 to start. And this will be only Saturday, Sunday. Starting at 9 p.m. First game at 9, ending at 5 something. Again, we're still working on the details. Entrance fee for this league is $350. So we're doing intramural, which is men's and co-ed. Intramural is just for Yigo residents, for people that work in Yigo, don't live in Yigo, but have family here. That's what intramural is. Then we have the island-wide men's co-ed, which is open to anybody. The venue, yes, here at Stockholm. Only because of the lighting issue. Lighting is very minimal. So, I did request, assistance from the office. Last night, was that they did quite frankly, just when you're gonna get it, I don't know. So I'm hoping that, we can get it before then, and with the lights on, and we can do the lights. So, we have, and then, I would say, over 10 teams that sign up, and we have some that's promised. Everyone is excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, they need an umpire to do something. That all like fire career.
That's another thing that, we discussed is, there's a lot. He's no longer, so, I don't know who officials now, we don't want to know, I believe it's Fernandez, who called him down and say, I don't know if there's anybody else. If you guys, have been in mind, again, the entrance fee will take care of the officials. That's the, we're going to solicit the businesses to sponsor, get monetary donations to help offset. And you know, it's not, people have about that word when they heard about the, yeah, so that night we were asking about constitution. Well, let's. Any other question? Comments? Okay, so August 2nd, the AG, they've been doing this, religion, basically, already, I understand it's basically geared towards this whole one master doctrine, you know, all of the information that we're getting, so, that was the, Q&A here on August 2nd. The firefighter board sent the notes, also firearm safety. One of the staff did a firearm safety presentation. So, you know, it's nice that they did that, but, turnout from Chico said, there was more wages done than because, but, you know, I'm contributing that because they were doing understand. They do their feelings and their focus, it's like, so, you know, when people are listening in, they already hear, you know, they're gonna come here, they're gonna hear. So I contributed, to attendance because of that. But other than that, there were some people who had, questions, legitimate questions. So, I think so. Going to item 12, public health monthly outlook. So the last council that we had was there, they had this mobile that they will be, doing the outreach in October 25th. So we wanted to do a outreach, we had to, submit requests, 60 days before. One of the things though, for these mobile clinic, because they said it very quick.
Is it a parade?
Yes, yes.
You know, that it's a huge, like,
So the requirement is that there has to be a flat surface. There has to be, the security, like pressure. So the only place that I can think of would be the gym. But then I'm just thinking, okay, how are we going to get that into the gym, to the compound? Because that's one of the things that, the director had mentioned is the training release. Yeah, I mean, I would love to have it up at the gym. But again, how we're gonna get,
unless you just park there outside the gym. Outside the gate, on the gate.
Getting, next door, I mean, it's good that part is, because you, there's a nice time to show up, you can go in, and then you just stop, back into that out there, and then you go straight to the initial service. But they'll go towards the bus station, and then the person there. It's not a trigger, it's a 40-foot truck there.
it's,
Yeah.
So you have a way to just go down there and keep your person.
so, so, we just have to submit requests, 60 days prior. We have black Halloween, by the way. It's December, January, April, and May, because of their other events. So these are the 4 months that we will not do the outreach. So anything outside of that, 60 days prior. So, definitely, again, we would love to have, the outreach here, and especially for those who are not able to, or don't have insurance, more so insurance, you know, they will service. Any questions?
No question, but I'm not helping too. So,
Number 13, Civil Law Center at Elder Justice Center. They are hosting a conference on September 3rd. It's a four, and it's in my computer room. And this is to address civil legal needs of the people. I don't know what it would be until we sent the flyer, which I provided. I provided to you guys. I give you a flyer.
Yeah, I think, because civil law center is part of my organization, and, I other organizations. For the mayor's staff would be very, very helpful. You guys are where the rubber, it's a whole, if the mayor's staff would do this, that, because this is basically, each of these organizations coming and teaching what they can do, what services they provide, and, just
Is this the one located in Savannah?
the civil law center.
So, going back to that, I believe it's every other week, we have somebody who comes to the office about, civil advice, there's civil probate. So they've been there for the past, like, so every other, year, so
Right.
we have that service as well.
Yeah, we're trying to expand the service. The civil law center used to be federal fund, I guess the federal funds right now. We're almost- Fund it. So, it's, services that you can access more.
Even just like certain services that they don't do, like.
Right, so we are, how, those things like that, those things you pay for.
Yeah.
And based on income or age, it's free to see these.
Yeah.
This is a service.
So if I,
Right, right.
to say it correctly,
Yeah. And so that's what this conference is about, bringing, not just civil law center, but bringing other public services to one roof and then everyone. But it's good for the staff to also, when the constituents come to the office, oh, yeah, this is where you need to go.
I will,
Last thing, I think. Oh, here's the Florida, I know that. I was who won the
I'm on, Instagram about a town hall meeting that's scheduled for September 3rd. For, the Yigo Municipal. Yeah. There's one right there, yeah, Yigo Municipal Center.
So, okay, so was that a part-time either?
I
Yes.
think so.
Okay, maybe that's true to me, they did both. Because they were inquiring about, utilizing the gym. They wanted to have it at the gym, but, we was Janana Ferrera that's called. So, I did talk to them, because he got that call. And I did tell him that, I'd rather they do it here, at the center, because it's, already again, the monopoly that always security. And of course, it's caught up with the judge, so, they did, motion to the vice that, they are welcome to do that all each year. But I haven't seen one official order. That was one conversation that we had. Any questions? No? Okay, moving on to, business. Any first, first of all, the deliberation packet. So, my apologies, I didn't quite get this was submitted for the office. We call the candidate provide $2,000 in order to qualify for the, deliberation. Thank you to the council member, Ms. Kissinger, and her organization, she's engaged organization. They sponsored her, providing her the check. So that qualified for this, combined, the bar institutions, came up with $4,115. Yeah, $4,115. And then, the pageant, she was certificate, so whatever she sold would go towards her, fundraising efforts, which came up to $1,000. That was for the pageant itself. So the total amount that she raised, 2,000 was 7,115. So at the end of the pageant, after they distributed a portion, a portion back to the parity rules and a portion to the mayor's office. So the new office and the charity awarding received the check. Checks were 1,528 and 75. That's what back to the office and back to the. As far as what the percentage was, I don't know. The only thing that was provided to me on this particular. So.
I think based on the entrance guidelines, it was split four ways. So an organization, the candidate, and national immigration. Yeah.
So we got about 130 and
I don't know that happened, but yeah, I guess.
So, yeah, so the total amount that was distributed and to the mayor's office and to, Tracy Nichols was 1,575 each. So both got that same amount. Any questions? Moving on to name the board. For those of you who are not, first of all, thank you to for those who were not able to attend, for whatever reason, just know that especially the families that were there, we appreciate it, and we thank the mayor's office for having the ceremony because they don't, I don't know when was the last ceremony out there. My understanding is just mass that was being offered. So, a lot of them planning and they didn't come to the office afterwards, because, what the time that they go, because again, most of them are from Toronto. Most of the ones who, looks like one from Madison, but for the most part, they all went to the mayor's office because again, this is the networking for the families, even for those who come off from our finance. So, yes, I did have a call from an individual who was kind of upset that we changed it to July. Instead of August. The reason why that I decided to do it in July is because, we have those times coming for the big events, coming for the events. It only makes sense that, because we live here, they don't, we accommodate them, because that's what the purpose of that in here. And here is, to attend these events, to keep in line with, all of the events. Um, Having to come, and we don't have the Memorial in August, maybe, so is that we have to come back? So, it only makes sense that we hold it in July, we're going earlier than Memorial, because that's the whole purpose of them being here, is, this is like an annual thing for them, so, okay. But, the father understood, and he was okay about it, it's just a matter of now reaching out to these families, to remind their, who's coming up. That's the only thing. Any questions?
Just, the pictures that were provided there, at the end, were really beautiful. And I think if anything about the ceremony, it would be, because obviously to speak of the pictures, and that surprised me, because that's the first time I've ever seen any documented, proof that particular, because the US actually did not get rid of the architects and, to get these photos.
As a matter of fact, the individual that brought those photos, he had just come in, and he was thinking that, it would be the memorial. But speaking with them, he mentioned that photos he would like to turn into the mayor's office. When he wants to do that, he told us, when we have time, it's called the office, we can schedule it. So we will turn those pictures over to the office. To display, I think, I don't want to display, I saw the picture and, yeah.
It's graphic.
It's very, very, I was happy that we could do that. So, it's just a matter of scheduling when. Again, thank you guys, because this ceremony, is,
Extremely.
very emotional. Yes, yes. Again, it was a very beautiful ceremony, considering all the rain that we've been getting, it was a very beautiful year. And again, thank you to DPW, like, you'll see, we provided, like, assistance on the gravel, clearing. And for those guys, one day, collectively, 90%. It turned out very beautiful, and, I'm looking forward to next year.
And the caterers do.
And the caterers, yes, it was here, Mar, and of course, we had work on the stairs. It was an overall, very good turnout. Any questions? Okay, moving on to the Liberation Day parade. The parade, it was, in the beginning, it was chaotic, but, it was a good chaos, it was controlled chaos. But, none of it was very nice. Although we entered the competitive, portion, my thing was, I'm just there for the participation. We win, yay, but it's mainly the participation, getting back into participating in these events. And, seeing all the other floats, without it, if you've seen our float, that's 2 weeks product. 2 weeks, Chairman, we came up with the design, we provided the design on how we're gonna do this, and the vice took it and ran with it. And the maintenance guys.
Maybe for, next year,
Yes.
as a suggestion, have them.
So what really holds us back is the theme. It's the theme that is back, how do we come up with an idea and we don't know what it is. But, nonetheless, 2 weeks.
Very hard.
We have to.
Yeah. But no, they gave us 9 or 6 months to,
The princess, I don't want to get into it, but you know what happened, but we, she was very so natural. She was very comfortable, and everybody was so great on the floor, and, so she couldn't stop talking about how great that job and we got together for her and support her. And, so thank you very much, Mayor, and my vice mayor, and the board, and the committee involved, because it was a shining moment for us to be back in. It's very our first year at life. But everything flow.
That's a lot to think on, but, the lines and the guys are the ones who, it's all our work, what you put in, day in and day out, nights, weekends, it's tough because we all have families and, the sacrifice, but nonetheless, it turned out with, like I said, 2 weeks. 2 weeks,
All the people that turn on.
the pictures out. Any questions?
Oh, I also want to point out, Yigo was the only, organization that, gave away 4 baskets. So the other departments have the other, they're just to work on. Those are.
Yeah, I always, because, we have to work with the military. So, they're always going to be a part of our lives, so.
They were surprised.
Yes, thanks to, those who really figure that, I think, but, of course, it's something that we will every year. Again, military is part of that, so. We will continue to work. Any other comments, questions? No? Okay, moving on to new business. FIFA Arena Patch Project. So I was visited by Tino Sanfield. He sits on the board, and what it is they're given money to go out there and find places where they can patch. The mini patch is for futsal. In other words, indoor soccer, almost like an hour, but doing a mini field or mini court outside. The only thing, and it's not going to cost the religious anything. The only thing is that there has to be already in existence either picnic or concrete. So, I'm just thinking, where would we put this? Yes, he had asked about the outdoor basketball. The only problem is, right behind the basketball court is government basement. Once they open it up, it's not safe to even have anything there for the kids. So, definitely, I don't want to venture into that. just so you know that, I think that they're looking at the index. Because, one, um, the road that leads to where I live, the road there, is on private portion of it is on private property. So should the owner decide to close up that portion, we don't have any rights. So that's the reason why we're looking at opening this. And I would, that is, one of the things that they're doing. Okay, so, again, Mr. Joe Cepeda is part of the FIFA, when he was at the gym, 2 weekends ago, made a comment. You're parking lot outside, talking about the gym. So you're parking lot outside the school. I already knew where he was going, because again, this, we have requires, concrete slab for. I mean, according to him, it only takes me 2 months top to get it. So,
How much area do they need? How many square feet?
I don't know the dimension. However, it's just a small area. It's like I would say maybe the size is not a little bigger than a basketball court. So what it is artificial grass, you get it listed, picture, and it's at no cost.
You see at the back of JDA, if you go to JDA, towards the back, small fields and fences. I can't equivalent of, it's a little bit back there, it's 2 inches for.
So they're looking at not just people, but, looking at is, because again, they have the money, or they're getting the funding. It's not gonna cost us anything, it's just trying to find a place.
So it's an outdoor food salt.
It's an outdoor.
That's an oxymoron. No. That's what it's all, it literally means it will be.
So, yeah.
Look at the ski park at that.
So I was gonna bring that up. So the basketball court there, yes, but it needs repair. 1, 2, the parking. The parking is not available for that area. Because again, the majority of the properties around there is private. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's gonna go with that.
If one of them, that's the only thing is the parking for, an event like that. And I'm going to tell you, soccer and football is similar. That's a growing field. And, you've seen that it was sports, and all the parents that are there and all the parents and the kids that are there. And anticipate football to look like that. So, again, it's just the parking and the area.
So Google says that the minimum likely for national matches is about 50, about 50. And then basically like international, it's like minimum of 125 feet. I would say so. The series, I would say so. Minus right. At the same time, though, this area for the schools, listening to the schools, and at the school, or 511, right? That field is actually already used for home use and stuff like that. Yeah, 505, yeah.
So that's under the. It's under the, but it's under DPR. It's DPR, just the finances.
also, so they want to.
Yeah.
It has to be concrete or pavement.
Some of the parking lots out there.
That's an idea. But the only thing, so, yes, that's one of the things that, and brought up is, we don't want to live in the schools because schools are closed on the weekends. You get access to, yeah, it's better that it's outside of the community. That's the things. Better.
Is this a long term or short term?
No, this is not.
This is long-term, permanent.
Identify we go and procure the materials, they go in and they determine. So, again, this is, free to communities.
They came, they could have easily done the Parks and Rec, this because Parks and Rec has parks in, it is from private use of the year.
Yes.
This is an opportunity.
So they're trying to get the community patches in the villages, so. Any questions, comments? Okay, moving on to ECLTC, lot 7055. So I sent a letter to the acting director on July 31st. And the gist of the letter is requesting that CLTC gives the remaining portion of lot 7055. It's about 13.2 acres. Because initially it's a 1 acre, but in doing research, there was a law that was passed that reserved, I believe, 29 acres for the GWA. So all the remaining are 2 acres, 15.4 is still available. So I had asked if they can give that to Yigo for the purpose of recreational facilities. Because one, the only facilities that we have is a hotel, is outdoor basketball court, and the gym. Aside from the one in the national which is prepared. So I know right now the struggle for the schools is football, soccer, baseball. So my plan, should they give us that property, is working on the football field, soccer field, the softball field here, and the up there, and turning this into a park. And of course, a playground. Because it's more centralized for families. Yeah, more centralized for families to look at, dedicated, and not a little bit, you know. So that's one of the plans that I have for 7055 should it be utilized. Until such time we can solve the whole thing here. But again, that's also having to request for funding. But nonetheless, that is what I plans on for 7055 next. One last to that was to so according to the director, it will be reported out to the CWTC board on their August meeting. But discussions won't be until it's at conference. So there's supposed to, going to let me know last 2 days. And I'm sure that we can guys will say like that. Hopefully, we can rally together and, you know, request for that. Any questions? No, no questions, no. Okay. Moving on to announcements. Guam, I would, commission. If we recall back, last month, we had a public hearing on that precincts. This is for their future council. So that, project is on their agenda. So the norm is, if the project is in your vicinity, you're invited to sit in on these. So, we already transmitted the resolution supporting this project, so now this is the final phase of the project. So, we're attending that, and this is on Thursday, tomorrow. Next announcement is Moylan, Congressman Moylan is having a town hall meeting tomorrow at Town Hall Mayor's Office at 6 p.m. So, you're all invited to attend, if your schedule permits. And that's 6 p.m. at Town Hall Mayor's Office. Any other announcements?
Report back some of the progress in the temporary census facility. So I know that there's been a lot of media about that, and it affects our schools in recent half of the year. So essentially, FEMA's given the deadline to finish the scope of work for the project. So there's a committee that's been working on that, that's been working, you can see, to get all the requirements for that scope of work submitted to FEMA so that they can obligate money. And then once the money is obligated, then the committee will issue the bid procurement for the temporary facility. So it's going to be 20 temporary classrooms, and that's for including the 24 Guam Housing Corporation units. So there's an agreement between Guam Housing Corporation and GDP to utilize property across our MP, right across the Venezuela.
Is that one of them?
It's usually causing FB, but I'm not sure that affects, right? So the build is 20 classrooms there. And then renovate 24 units within that housing, apartment, digital classrooms, yeah. So the plan is hopefully by July, year 26, 27, which is August of next year, to be able to move incentives and have to be back to the recession. Situation that how we and who we respectively. So I don't know whether there was a board meeting today yet. GDP. So I don't know whether that was going to be briefed right by the superintendent and by chairman. But I figured to report back some information to you where, it is very important for our constituents here in Yigo, especially in schools. To be aware of what's going on.
I'm surprised because I used to receive emails from, parents about these meetings, but then I just like kind of stopped. I'm just like, I don't know whether, it's an oversight that, she's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But, I message her or I will email her.
Yeah.
I hope to get some, updates that,
Right.
yeah.
And this, because I'm a member of the cooperative recovery office, is obviously
Yes.
connected to this project. And we should, when we have a meeting this evening on Friday morning, and we're hoping to present the entire package of that scope of work and everything provided with equipment, everything that goes into it, so that you can finally make the money and start the soliciting for the project. They're aligning it to finish with the refurbishment that's supposed to happen at the, they stopped. Funding, source, but they had active track because they, so now that's anticipated to be complete by March. So we're trying to get this project aligned with that project so that they can start, like the transition, because there's 5 months between March and August, so they can start the.
Well, hopefully they're still on track with that because, just last week, I heard that we installed the AC at week. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know if that was ever mentioned, but that's what I was told last week, is that somebody planned to do and stole the AC. So I'm hoping that they're still on track with that, considering.
As
all these things
always,
that's happening.
as soon as I get information and the council meeting, I'll review it.
But thank you for that, I'm hoping that everything kind of plans out well, and there's no hiccups, and that, finally, there's light at the end of the tunnel. But, with everything that's going on, because again, one of the setbacks for, FD was that because they stole the copper wire, so,
Yeah.
That's another setback, and again, funding. So hopefully, nothing happens in New Jersey. That will be another setback. Okay. Any other announcements?
Labor Day for an picnic, August 31st. I want to divide it.
Okay, so, Labor Day, yes, August 31st, just so you know that Mayor's Council, I don't know for what reason, they stopped participating in, the Labor Day picnic. However, in having a meeting with the staff, they wanted to look into, just having, a weekend, I don't know if they wanted to do a camp out, but, we were looking at Alesso. So, we'll see how that goes, because they want to do something, okay, the mayor's council doesn't participate. So, yeah. I don't know why.
Well, the picnic's on the 31st, and the holiday is happening Monday.
Right.
We do our own picnic. I don't know.
It'll be nice to recognize that all of our, that they've done for the deliberation and day to day, so, yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. How's the,
Any other announcements?
I'd like to announce and appreciate the mayor's office for allowing our group during the weekend to basketball. So we have been seeing like, there's a lot of people, like 60 people. Yeah, there is a so we noticed that one of the wings there, it's broken, but it's like, and then we find out that the wing is really broken, the 2 wings. So I asked my friend to repair it, so we take it down. It's now repaired.
Yeah, so we've repaired that 2 or 3 times already.
But this one is professionally done. This is a welder from Hawaii Map, so.
Thank you for that, Coy. Please, extend our appreciation to the staff. And when Coy says in the morning, he's talking about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
Until like 8.
so, yeah, you wanna join him and his
Yeah.
group? Yep. They're the very first.
And then this is planning actually the name.
Right.
Yes, Rafi, did mention about, Lisa's, as far as the date, I don't know.
I think the planning by.
Just food court meeting, but
Yeah.
no after.
Any other questions? Any announcements? No?
I'm sorry. Oh, so there's gonna be a a grants management training, next month. It's 6 weeks, only 2 hours in the morning. If you guys are interested, or the staff is interested in doing this. It's gonna be hosted by the one security. Yeah. Open to all.
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
And that's what, 2 hours every day?
2 hours every morning. Like,
What the heck? For 6 weeks
So
straight?
6 weeks.
In person or Zoom?
No, Zoom.
Zoom.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
Virtual game.
You
It's
can
a lot.
send your emails.
And this is, by Homeland?
Yes, they're, yes. It's open to all government agencies, government employees. Just
Okay.
send your emails to me.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
yes. You know,
Not weekly, but, yeah.
you know, especially, talking about grants, I wanted to see how we can, I've been doing research actually online, seeing what grants are out there that we can offer ourselves to, so, I think that would be very helpful. That's a step, so, yes, definitely, we will look into that. But thank you for that. Any other announcements? No? For the members here, I'd like to introduce Mr. Larry Titano. Larry Titano goes a long way back. He was, a Boy Scout leader?
I was it's right?
Yeah.
I was with Mayor Bobby, started the Boy Scouts here in Yigo, 226. We also started Cub Scouts and the Metro Community Ship, so we have 4 units out of Yigo, over 100 youth. I was the Scoutmaster, crew leader, ship advisor.
Great.
We did everything.
So when I mentioned about the Yigo chat, Mr. Titano is the one who started that chat, and I know he started another one which is strictly for crimes. Because one thing, being on that Yigo chat, it was anything and everything. Important messages was getting lost in all that thread. So I'm kind of glad that we started the crimes only chat because, the other chat, they had hot dog stand, had one ladies, somebody studying something, so.
There's,
Trying to get into all these, and keep up with what's happening is difficult. Because again, all that gets lost in all those postings. So, don't be offended. What I've been doing is when people post a picture of a good morning, I delete it. Because, again, all the messages gets lost in all that stuff. So if you post it and I delete it, don't get offended. Okay.
I just think.
It's just trying to keep up, with all the important messages and all the requests and all these,
What needs to go
reporting
on?
of legal stuff, we need to stay abreast of them. Yeah. But, thank you to Mr. Titano for creating those chat groups, because, oh my gosh, 2 o'clock in the morning, we hear the ping. 3 o'clock in the morning, but again, it's very informational. And again, thank you for that. Is there anything that you would like to?
we also have another chat, sales chat,
Sales chat, Yigo sales chat.
the Yigo sales chat. We broke it away from the community chat because again, it's all this stuff, we're just killing the threads. So we have the community chat, we have Crime Watch chat, and we have the sales chat. And then we have the Facebook group, but that's the algorithm there, it's run by Facebook and Meta. It's kind of it's not how we want to run it. I can't see posts from other people when they send posts. So that's why we created a community chat on WhatsApp. And that's been more successful than the Facebook group. Even though the Facebook group has 4,000 members. And then the WhatsApp group, it's only limited to so many thousands something. So we may have to open the chat too or something, just to get more people. And we're getting people from outside the village.
Yeah.
That's just, I think we have one guy from Alesso that even doing up here.
Lost, that's lost. Mr. Mayor, how do we, get participate in that?
All you gotta do is, go to the chat, we have the invite link in the description, hit the invite link. And then one of the administrators, there's 3 of us, will approve you to be on the chat. I'm the only one in the sales group. The other 2 don't want to be on it because it's too much already. And then on Crime Watch, I think there's only 2 of us. So it's daunting when you have all these chats and you're trying to police the messages. It's just way too much.
Full-time job.
It's taken away from my own job. as a senior. So I turn my phone off when I'm on the job site.
Again, thank you for that, because being on the chat, that's how we know about these vehicles that are being dumped, illegal, all this trash and things that are going on, and, I really appreciate it, thank you for that, because again, that's how we get looking at things that are going on. And, if you notice, a lot of the things that I post are basically flyers for events, for outreach, for trainings that are coming up. That's what I will post. Other than that, you won't see me putting a good money. So, because I know what it's like when you're trying to find information and you can't find it because everything else is. So, again, thank you for that. Anything else that you guys want to bring up? No? Okay, so, we've got a motion to adjourn. Okay, there's a motion to adjourn, seconded by Mr. Santos. Any objections? No? So this meeting is now adjourned.
Good meeting.